So, Red, what happened last time?
Well, a lot of after effects essentially, as we are still dealing with the ripples of the assassination attempt that was done in our home, with the four dead, mysteriously so. Though Rian had a good idea what was going on, the confirmation came further when a note was left, basically saying four face dancers, confirming that the Red Demon had did his I guess task of taking out the four possible uh, assassinations, or basically the four face dances. So, destroying that note and having that, she went about preparing to send out regards to these four dead for their families and such, to make sure there were no ruffled feathers, or making sure the families were taken care of in that regard. Naira, of course, was still doing the project that Rian had asked her to do, which was analyzing the poison by House Gribdis and able to find what she needed. Not necessarily to cure it entirely, but a way to make it easier to at least to figure out what it is and hopefully deal with it for anyone who falls fortunate under that attack. Gary was dealing with contracts and getting things set up, especially in the background of dealing with the House Draco control over the spaceport, and him trying to make sure he can get what he needs, essentially. And of course, Freya afterwards decided to visit her father in Nyx's territory to ask his opinion about this alliance with Lady Orpheus. While she sees the pragmatic of it all, she's having a difficult time assigning putting such a thing on her children in the future. A burden of, well, she wants them to have love and happiness like she does, but she doesn't know if this would be the right choice or what have you. And Damocles gave her a bit of advice and helped her come to the decision that she would at least be all right with doing in the future. So things are, well, there's a bit of not gossip in the news in the wind, as we hear about House Alos Scott's dalliance with, well, the wife of Lord Orpheus, and being found the red light district, and as well as other matters that may look pretty bad, essentially, especially with the war, as House Atreides, sorry, had declared war on House Draco by accusing them of being or harboring face dancers, as well as laying down all the information that the conspiracy had without naming names and the Ixian devices, essentially. And that they have called for aid from other houses and that they wish to go to war. And basically, all around, not a good deal for us. As Rianne called an emergency meeting, we all sat down and discussed it, because this news does involve us as well, with our names being brought up a bit there in a few lines of dialogue, as well as, well, what this means for the house as a whole, because war generally can have an effect on everyone, no matter how small it is, as we talked about what to do. Um, we had Gary asked to check with his Molotov company, is to see what they suggest in the future, or make sure the Molotov won't at least abandon us when things get tough, as well as figuring out information from Damocles and basically trying to not panic, as we need to figure out what the course directions are going to be, as things can affect us, especially with Freya's engagement to Alvar, which can come down to us as well. Rian and Naira had a bit of a conversation, as Rian asked Naira's opinion about what to do next. Should we we have to we have to get Lady Freya married to Helheim at the very least, and we have to make sure she is safe as well, and other options that we can do, though nothing came to a conclusion detailed, as we went about doing further our duties, as we needed more information. We had a bit of a greeting party, as Lady Helheim did give us a letter that she was going to visit, and this is part of that as well. As Alva was nervous, as they all sat down, and the head of the household took a seat and basically brought down that she doesn't really want her nephew to stay here. That with war the way it is and things that go in this direction, that is not a good idea, and she's not really content with the idea of him marrying into this family, essentially. And why should we? What proof do we have to ensure his safety in this long run? Rianne and Naira and even Freya just tried to talk to give our side to convince her, but even then we weren't able to, sadly. And it was Alvar who stepped up and said, well, I see the issue here, and I will just do what needs to be done, and renounce his family, that he will step out and basically become a commoner, essentially, if it meant he could be with Freya. Something Freya seems to be happy with, because, like I said, she loved him no matter what titles he had. And, well, Lady Sigrid was surprised, shocked even. Though she said very well and made her leave, though she'd take Rian with her to have a conversation, as the happy couple seemed to celebrate being together at the very least. Sigrid talked to Rian, telling her that she does worry for her nephew, and was very surprised about his choice. Though even if this is the decision he wants, that he and well, we have a place in our house if we decide to leave. Essentially, giving safe passage if it comes to well, destruction and war. Essentially, something Rian was grateful for and thanked her as she made her way to leave. While it was going on, Gary wasn't there at the meeting because he was dealing with his own situation, talking with his company as they had a meeting at the Secret Ingredient to sit down and talk. As Zivka revealed that there will be a new change of direction for the company, that with war that they don't plan to pull out, that they actually want to sink their teeth deeper in, because if the war follows and destruction happens, then this is just a chance for the company to swoop in and help speed along the, reconstruction of everything. And that whether that means that they'll have a hand in every pot, who knows? As they laid it all down, their investments, their plan, their contracts, and Gary, seeing the big picture, as they say, decided to sign off on being a part of this, while a large portion of the other members were not, and were unwilling to risk their lives for such an endeavor. And so, with her permission, they all left, leaving only 3 people, including Gary. And well, she said, "Don't worry, it's gonna be fine." Gary, as she took a seat to talk to them individually, and revealed to him that the spider, of very much a boogeyman in the company, who rumored to exist or not, who had a hand in some nefarious deeds, maybe deaths, or maybe he's just, like I said, just a boogeyman. But apparently, he is real. That he has a hand in this, and with his permission, this will be backed up by him to hopefully, or her, sorry, we don't really know who they are, that to back up the chance to make a bold new direction, essentially. And Gary seemed to be even more invested, though he understands the danger this could bring him. Yeah. And with that, Gary has signed off on a new position here to get a new step up in the company, essentially, as he is now head of this somewhat council to hopefully realign as are the planet. And like I said, back to Rianne, who's watching Lady Sigrid make her way back onto her spaceport to go home. She had a glance to see a ship with she did get a chance to look at a few members' logos to see the Melenkov company logo, and noticed that, as they got off, that the ship had an explosion, a malfunction, falling out as it fell into the water, and had to mobilize as it was revealed that it was an accident. Something had gone wrong. That we were doing all that we can to help with the transport shuttle and hopefully save lives, as a lot of people seem to be on that ship at the very least. Rihanna, not being able to do anything else, requested a report that she would find out later that 10 members of their board was on that ship, which is not a good thing, as that company is, like I said, it is a part of our alliance, air quotes, and to have them die in our area, maybe because of us, would be bad for relations, essentially. And Rianne, understanding this, decided to go to Gary, one, to get information about what's going on with the company, and also to give her condolences, as it's proper, to hopefully, smooth down any ruffled feathers against this accident, this tragedy that has happened. And on her way there as well, she later on get more information about 2 more dead bodies of some Melenkov employees who died in her bakery, essentially. As Gary revealed that Sifka was actually in the city, known to her, and that she was really happy to come by. And she, of course, let Rianne know that no one was really upset. These things happen, of course, and don't worry about it. As well as that Rianne's fears about them leaving for this because of the war is going to be fine. As Gary reassured, like, hey, war brings opportunities, essentially. And while Rianne doesn't understand exactly what's going on, she has a feeling that something was made in the background that she had missed. And maybe she has a bit of a realization of just how dangerous this company is, especially since now they are entangled with them so deeply. Regardless, days go by. Cassia has decided to finish with that scheduled meeting with us, even requesting to come to talk, as well as bring Lord Orpheus, essentially. Though, of course, this is wonderful news, as we are having that, hopefully, alliance together, as Freya will talk to our Lord and Lady Orpheus. And, not even just that, we had the brutal assassination of Lady Sigrid, which is on the news, as revealed that she was it was an ugly picture, essentially, that her and her bodyguard on the way to the spaceport to leave the planet were attacked, that it was very much a horrific incident, and possibly even torture. Rian tried to warn Alvor to hopefully mitigate him seeing the worst of the damage, but he had a bit of a breakdown a bit there with having to reach out to letters and let his family know. And Freya, of course, comforted her soon-to-be husband to show that she is in there support for them, and also will also be there to grieve with him as they have to deal with that. Regardless, the show must go on. As like I said, Freya went off to greet Lord and Lady Orpheus with everyone else, with Rian staying home and Nyra being there, of course, as it's proper. As they talked, had a bit of a conversation as Silax seemed to just not be in the mood and left to do his own thing as they went off to Secret Ingredient to discuss things, though Cassia wished that he would have been there, but doesn't seem to really need him for much, essentially, as they iron out more details about what's going to happen, as well as Yor's predicament, and as well as the fact that they might be attacked by this growing zealous army who seems to want to take out the face dancers at the very least. Something that is very much, of course, untrue and horrible, and maybe this is ramblings of a madman as we had discussed earlier. But, well, with House Cairo's support and also Damocles and House Nyx, this can help be a way to make sure they're taken care of, essentially, as the two ladies talk business. And like I said, Rian was back home, hopefully trying to get some back-end things done before Lord Orpheus himself made a visit to dump down the fact that he knows about the conspiracy. And apparently revealing to Rian that, yeah, it was Alexei, who's definitely the best spy you should have sent, and he told me everything. And my wife probably even knows as well, to Rian's irritation, as he declared, like, yeah, he wanted more information. He wanted to know what's going on. And Rian tried to be as vague as possible, but had to acquiesce to the Lord Orpheus, who seemed to be well informed. As well as the fact that she, well, outside of that, she made a point to offhandedly, not realizing that that they will have an alliance in the future anyway with House Orpheus, that this may be good for in the long run to Silax's horror, as he revealed to Rian after his shock and fear took over that his wife is a lot more than she seems. That when they first had this arrangement, that he did not take it well, and in response to his foolish actions, she well showed him that she has more power than him. Basically made it so that he could cut off or stab his hand, revealing, at least to Rian's mind, what she knows, that she more likely has training as a Bene Gesserit. That Silax seems to not believe, because this has never been informed or reported. And if his brother had known this, that he would never have married her, essentially. Though his fear still is there, as he now has to know that he must interact with his wife on a deeper level, and something that he is not really looking forward to, as he was under the impression that they both agree that they don't like each other and they don't have to do anything more. Well, regardless of how she feels for Rian, did feel bits, well, sympathized with him and gave him, like, hey, if you need to hide out for a bit, it's fine. I won't be a total asshole to you, essentially, as we now have more information. Another mystery has been brought to the table, essentially. And I think that's where it ended.
Yeah. The only question now is, what do you want to do next? Any plans?
Freya is still at the... I would say, is Freya still with Lady Cassius and everything, right?
I assume.
I think they left.
Yeah, they left.
And last thing I have in my notes is that Cassie got the secret body, so we had a funeral. I think she visited the funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the funeral, so yeah, she was there, but after the.
Yes, that's right. And then I think as well as Rian had sent a information out to Damocles and the such as well. But I don't think he got any word back just yet.
Yeah, before that, be some time. As like I said, anything you wanna do the upcoming week, so or shit hits the fan.
Oh yeah, 1 week is not enough time. The spaceport is now totally closed. Nothing coming in or out without a.
Yeah, without House Draco.
Draco, yeah. Not even smuggling.
Depends how good you
Yeah,
are, I
outside
guess.
of
But
waiting for information.
Yeah, I'm not trusting the smugglers. Not trusting the smugglers again.
I was gonna say not your agent, that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think outside of Rianne waiting for information and to make sure that there are contingency plans for the citizens in Freya to find safety if things go south. I think that's really it.
You get maybe try to organize some stuff. Some emergency supplies, perhaps assist with that as much as possible.
Yeah.
There's no real time to get anything.
Yeah. So 1 week is a bit.
Mhm.
Some canned food, I guess, at least. Some.
Scary,
Yeah,
like
supplies for
stealing
me,
from the
for just Gary.
supermarket. Please in my basement.
Yeah.
But yeah, as no, the only thing I was basically expecting is like if you haven't had any conversation with Freya, now would be the time. If not,
Oh yeah, I think well, mainly the one thing with Freya would ask for is like, when do you want this wedding? Essentially.
As soon as possible.
tomorrow after the funeral, like let's go.
Maybe take some time after the funeral, but definitely as soon as possible. I
Yeah,
want this to be over.
Let's take like a week.
Look at him.
Sounds about right. At least a week. Come on.
Yeah.
If Lord Arbor said he's a week to grieve fully, then yes, we can give him that time.
Like he needs a bit more than that, but
Oh yeah, he is, but that's all he's getting.
as the days pass, eventually you would get a reply that the conspiracy is currently working out Ben's plan to safekeep Yoris from falling into the hands of the zealots. But your requests have been noted. I'll take them into account.
Gotcha.
Luckily, someone else saved the situation, so the army can be used somewhere else. But more importantly, a public announcement is sent as a message. You receive a message early in the morning on a Monday. Rian, as you open the message, it reads out very clearly. House Hala has sent an envoy to this planet to investigate the rumors about face dancers, corruptions, allegations, and will be conducting a full-on planetary scale investigation and asks the full cooperation of all noble houses, including yours. And sometime in the near future, you will have a visit from them.
Damn. Okay. Cool. Brienne would immediately tell Freya, of course, as to make sure that she is well informed about this one, as she will go to her office and let her know that well, House Hollow will be sending out this possible envoy for us to investigate what's been going on, and that we may have to be put more under further scrutiny, especially since our name was brought up in these charges, these accusations.
I mean, we don't really have anything to hide, so can't be that bad.
Surely nothing to hide.
Of course. I just wanted to make sure you are told, my lady, and I will make sure all staff are made aware, as well as Lady Naira, who's been a bit busy, I know, with certain other things. I assume Naira's just been in her
Yes.
her basement, her lab. So we built her a lab.
I'll roll for her. Add more.
Thank you, Ian. I really appreciate it.
Of course, my lady. I will, well, it's almost been a week's time. Do you and Alvar need more time to process, or should I prepare for that as well?
I'm going to talk to him. I want him to be okay with it as well. I'll let you
Of
know.
course. She will take her leave.
Freya would go to Alva.
Usual, you would find him in the library. And he sees you enter, stand up and greet you.
How are you doing?
Bit better? I've found quite this interesting little study about the fish species on the planet. Did you know that they eat of? They can eat it. It's very fascinating.
I definitely believe it, yes. I mean, Lady Cassia, like, have like a house underneath theirs, and they are fishermen. Were quite nice people.
Odds.
I don't want to be rude, but I need to ask you something.
Of course,
I know it's been only a week since the funeral, and I know it's hard, but I want the wedding to be over as soon as possible, just to get things cleared. But I want to have your opinion, if you're ready, and we can postpone it.
It's fine. As soon as you want, I'm ready. I'm good. Thank you for giving me some time to get my feelings in order.
If you need more time, we can postpone it.
It's quite fine. Quite all right.
Okay, if you're fine with it, I am going to talk with Rianne just to see how early we can have it.
He'll nod and smile.
She's gonna kiss him. I'm gonna stay with him in the library. Just having a small talk.
As well, Rianne, as you walk in your office, this maybe takes you by surprise because it's still early in the day as you see the red demon just standing next to your desk.
I think there's a moment where she gives like pause, a bit wary to see him here, but she tries to cover up by just continue walking towards her desk, putting down a possibly a small plate of cookies she had with her. Hello, sir. What brings you here?
Dune time. My people are here to investigate.
Is there anything that I should be prepared for at the very least, or should ignorance be a bliss?
You have things to hide?
Not that I'm aware of at the very least, outside of, well, my lady's situation.
Not.
Soon my lady will marry Sir Alvar at the very least, and I plan to tell her everything that she needs to be informed of, and that will more likely include you.
It is irrelevant to me.
Very well then.
I will be here around for a little longer.
Very well then.
If
I
there
thank you
are any
for.
issues, the envoy. Tell him this. Like a second. Should have. You would think I would have the secret passwords prepared.
God damn, the conspiracy falls apart. Fucking someone forgot the fucking cliff note of all the secret code words. Fucking Master Kosh finds it.
Say that you are under the protection of the Red Viper.
Very well then. Thank you for your services, sir, at the very least.
Not doing this. Like turns around. Goes to scale
pays
down
the
the
people
building
light.
on the outside.
I said it pays to be polite at the very least.
He doesn't turn back. But says,
Yeah, Rian doesn't really stop him either.
words, not actions, not words, are makes someone worth it. Yeah, he'll go out the window under the balcony. Yeah, I'm sure you have nothing to hide, Rian. It's not like you just received the suspiciously large transfer funds from a very legitimate source.
That was a very gracious donation from our backer who wanted to see us succeed, Grant. Well, I know what you're talking about.
Sure, when they go through all your records, they'll be
I
like,
mean-
this coincides with the report we have of this face dancer. Large sum of money, you say? There's nothing to investigate here.
Look, Grant, I'm sure we could clean it up a little
What's
bit,
that,
make a lovely
assassination
story
attempt?
about a...
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, Grant. I'm sure it's gonna be okay as she breathes into the bag.
Resources you've been diverting to this interesting special project regarding...
We're making plants! What do you mean? It's called Adam and Eve.
Listen, if you roll like 5 successes on your stuff, you may just be able to swindle this. I don't know.
The feds have questions.
It's fine, listen, just tell him that, it'll be fine, it'll be safe.
I'm sure that
Yeah.
will be okay.
Tell them about element yes.
Yeah. As presumably Freya, you talked with Rian about
Yes. She would ask Rian how soon possible could be held.
Well, Rihanna already brings out the wedding book that she's been planning for decades for this event. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, if you prefer, my lady, we can do it as soon as now, at the very least. I have, how do I say this? I have been preparing, at the very least.
I see. I mean, There's never better time than now, right?
Of course. So she's trying to hide her somewhat excitement about this cake's already in the freezer.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna get into the library.
Damn. Like 10 p.m. Let's go, guys. It's fine.
Oh,
Let's
it's
late in the evening, or it depends when if you have this conversation in the afternoon, I guess. But let me again. So we literally have this conversation at 6, and then 7 is the wedding.
no, probably then like morning next day. Didn't know it was that late.
Listen,
No.
at least Rian, get like a cake going. Like that's not.
But the cake's ready. I had it prepared.
I'll channel my inner Gordon Ramsay now. Is this just frozen cake?
Bruh, I've had this wedding prepared
Is this
for months
freshly
now. What do you
baked, or
mean?
this is like store bought? Like what the fuck? Can't believe
Fine, go to
this.
Ramsey. I can make a freshly baked cake.
Thank you.
You don't understand, Grunt. Rian has this stuff ready and locked. She's had prepared for which evening and day. Shade of color you want, she's already got it ready. Is that Al we're talking? Guys, come on. Just give me
Stop.
I want to be a little special.
The salt of her stash and jumps out the fucking closet, kills you now. This is worse than Ixion devices.
Yeah, at the very least, like, yeah, I'll give them time so I can get everything in place. But yeah, Rian has prepared for this. It's be freshly baked, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The salt of her assassin goes back to the closet.
Well, Gary, on this day, well, you find yourself. Where would you like do maybe your accounting, or maybe relax afterwards?
Yeah, if he's working at the office, and he's going to like the secret ingredient. Just some coffee, maybe checking messages.
Well, you find yourself at the secret ingredient, and you're maybe drinking a cup of coffee, relaxing a bit in the morning as someone just plumps down at your table. Person you don't really recognize. This middle-aged man. Says, Sir Goldman.
Greetings, my good sir.
I'm not sure if you have been informed or not, but Hala investigator is due today to arrive.
I assume you would have heard the news via like public and is this like only to government channels?
This is mostly towards government channels, and unless Rian will have told you, it's like it's literally been a day.
Okay, so it's only like fucking yeah. No, I have not actually.
Seems you're a
Well,
bit. They're keeping you a bit out of the loop, Mr. Goldman.
May you be, if I may ask?
My name and identity, my name and face are irrelevant. It's the fact that we work for a common cause. And trust me when I say that these investigators are ruthless. They are dealing with a planetary crisis. Probably trying to keep the Emperor out of this business. They will not leave any rock unturned. Which is why we need you to go to your house, talk with the advisor, whoever. Ensure this place is squeaky clean by the time the envoy arrives. And if by any chance there is dirt lying around, you must give out the phrase to the envoy.
The what? The phrase? What?
You have to give the following phrase to the envoy. that he knows to overlook certain minor inconsistencies. Tell him that spider doesn't need eyes. He only needs a large enough web. Do we understand each other, Mr. Goldman?
Of course. Now, can I grunt? Can I attempt to do a discipline check to see if he's with the spider or not? Or who the fuck this laddie is here?
Sure. I mean, it's pretty clear that he's with a spider, the way he.
Yeah.
Um, if you want to do a discipline check to see if, like, he's not with the spider or he's bullshitting you.
Yeah. Yeah, what is he bullshitting me right now? Not like we have IDs here.
No. Never seen this man in your life.
Yeah, exactly. Would observe count?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go with truth here. Why don't we have a secret handshake with the fucking spider?
Because it's a
That's my question.
almost non-existent society.
Amazing. Yeah. At least not a complication.
It's not, yeah, that's true.
At least it's not a complication. Yeah. The guy would just nod.
Yeah. He'll nod back and get up and walk away. But that does mean, Gary, that you have been purposely kept out of the loop. Well, may tell you a few things about how Rian sees you.
It's okay, I know Red will always distrust me. I know.
Yes, you don't get an invite to the cookout. You're not family.
Mac, your own organization distrusts you, the way you talk. It's
That is true.
your passive debuff.
It's my private. I'm just naturally stuck. No, Red distrusts Mac the person.
I should trust the company that I don't know. What do you want me to do? Give you an invite to my wedding? What the fuck?
I'm joking now. I'm joking. Why should you
You're
trust
coming to
Red?
the wedding anyway, so I guess
But
He's
yeah,
not
I'm,
getting
not,
these things.
you're Alvarez +1.
I'm not sure if Gary is gonna bring this up to Rian.
Not
Since
he's thinking how to bring it up to Rianne.
he-
Like,
He did tell you that the investigators are coming today.
oh yeah, true. He doesn't have that much time. Fuck. Grunt's forcing the plot. Fucking pushing me into.
Nah, you can
No,
listen. Rian didn't inform you. Why should you inform her? But the problem is, do you want all of you to fail, or do you want?
Gary will try to go to Rianne. He said something else basically go approach this. Without sounding even more sus here.
Yeah, then only find Rian in her office, frantically looking through what seems like a wedding planner.
Greetings, Lady Rianne.
Mr. Goldman, how are you today? Is everything all right?
I'm doing rather well, thank you. I see you're busy planning. I must say it was rather quick after. By the way, I would have heard probably about like the Elva thing from Elvar. About the wedding announcement, or like that Elvar is with Freya.
Yes. If all goes well, they will hopefully be married tomorrow in the first morning light, or whichever they decide for. I assume you will be there in support, at least for Sir Alvar.
Of course, the boy deserves happiness. Well earned. Anyway, enough of that. Have you heard the news?
What news do you speak of? We've had a lot of peculiar things going on.
Great House Hollis, I assume, make the plan to assistant custodian, basically.
Yeah, so House Hala basically is the
Assistant
greater
governor.
house over this entire region where it's
Yeah,
a part of.
Yes, I have inform Lady Freya about that as well. Do you have some concerns?
No, I just want to make sure. Hala is known to be rather ruthless, and for observation, ensure nothing bad will occur.
Is there something you're trying to say, Mr. Goldman?
If only I had masterful in you, though, but I don't.
You can just say it.
Just the two of you in the
Yeah.
room, though. It's fine.
Yeah, not sure. Let's just say my some well, maybe not common friends, but some of my superiors have. Now, we value this partnership, and we want to make sure that just to remind you that to maybe make sure, since he's arriving today in the city.
Ah, I see. That is very concerning.
So now, of course, I'll not assume you have anything to hide, but hypothetically speaking, if you have, it would be best prepared now.
And let's say hypothetically, I do have these things to hide. What do you suggest, Mr. Goldman? You're being very obtuse about this whole thing.
I mean, he gave you some forewarning about the investigator.
I see.
Would be
I
a shame.
do appreciate,
Would be a shame if something were to happen. Here.
of course, especially should she could damage our relations with your company in some form of matter. I do appreciate your warnings.
I would say,
as I
Rihanna,
say,
if anyone can hide your allocation of funds, it is
Yeah.
Gary.
Yeah. Yeah. If you need any assistance, we are more than willing to provide it.
I see then. Well, Mr. Goldman, I would be foolish to not. I am only one woman, and I am sad to say I have been neglecting further duties while trying to take out a fire in another area. Though, someone of your profession, I would appreciate if you took a bit of eyes and make sure there was no mistakes made in my lapse of absence.
Of course, I'll make sure the numbers all align. The investigator will pass
course.
these.
If you follow me, Mr. Goldman, I can show you where your information could be held so you can take a look, of course, professionally speaking.
Naturally.
And she will do so.
Well, Gary, you can give me. Say this would be either an understand or discipline.
Yeah, understand.
But understand, yeah, I was gonna say you can use.
Yeah, Trump bureaucracy.
Trump bureaucracy. You can bury anything.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, Trump bureaucracy.
I'm telling you right now, difficulty 5. If you wanna just everything is just covered up.
Boys.
Or
Come on,
you do have the special password. You can just tell that to him and.
Now the question is, why did he tell me to bury it if we have the special password?
Because so the implication the special secret agent was they'll ignore a certain amount of discrepancy, like they won't push too far, which means that's lowering their difficulty. I would say by 2 points, by 2.
I see. So basically, yeah. Oh, true. Still, we have to conduct the publicly investigation.
Yes.
Like, due diligence. I remember from last. I didn't want to bring up the last session. We don't do metagaming. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Wanna buy some?
It's fine.
How about some?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's fine.
How many resources does the council approve?
I mean, it's important.
Say I
That's
think
some
you get 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
So 4.
Doesn't. Yeah.
4 Fred. I know 3 Fred for 2 dice.
I was
Does the
gonna say,
council
Rihanna, I
approve?
think it's You could assist him on this. Like I said.
Yeah,
I do also have
Rian,
bolt here, if you understand. So that's also
Yeah.
that. So yeah.
Right.
All right, baby. Please, dice. Don't disappoint me.
Hold on. I think I have to roll first, right?
Yeah, you just roll a 1d20.
To assist? Okay. Give 1 second.
And how many successes you get on that one, add to him. But yeah, you feel free to roll. Never mind. Feel free to roll, Gary.
Yeah. Sorry, Gary.
There we
I
go.
can.
Listen, it's enough. No.
I can reroll 16. I can reroll 16
Oh, you want to?
because I have bolt. Yeah, because I have bolt.
If you fail,
No, I will not reroll the 16. I was like choose one dice if I have bolt. I want to reroll the failure to hypothetically get either a critical or
Yeah, that's
normal success.
1d20.
See success, 5 successes.
Yeah. Well, then I won't even need password. Yeah. There's a bunch of there's the I don't think you told Gary about anything, right? Yeah.
No, we didn't really. We have not told Gary anything in this regard.
Gary, listen, there's some interesting things going on in this household. You do spot the large ash infusion that happened somehow coincides with the assassination attempt on what was then claimed to be Astrid, but now
Yeah, I mean, I
the
know about
public
Nara
news
stuff.
says that now the fanatical religious folks say it was a face answer all time. That's a suspicious timing. So you kind of like bury that and just kind of like cover the other bullshit. The excuses they made for the money wouldn't really stand up to anyone who knows what they're looking for. You also notice like a large increase of both kind of like budgets for and different like resources for the laboratory where Naira is working.
Yeah, I mean that's already new because I bought some of the. I bought fucking Adam and Eve's little fucking crypts.
Yeah, but whatever they're doing, they seem to have kept doing it through this entire period, even now. Like it's very recent. Is there any other shenanigans you've done?
Maybe the military
No,
investment, I guess, or like the secret spy.
No, that
program.
was
No.
legal though. That was
Yeah,
with our
that
money
was-
before we got the.
That was.
And that's not really illegal.
Because they're like just spending money on guards.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. There would be a couple of things that an investigator would definitely look at, but managed to just completely bury those things as hastily as you can, because by basically late in the afternoon you would get a message that Rian, you would get a message that an envoy from House Hala has just docked at your shuttle port.
Ooh, gotcha. Well, I think Rianne is with Gary's warning has prepared some of the staff, of course, but she would go to Lady Freya and make sure she is knowing that a esteemed guest is here, envoy for House Hala, and we probably should go out and greet him, or at least if she wants, Rianne will do so, if that's preferably.
I will go with you.
As you arrive rather quickly at the shuttle port, you see the man waiting there with a decently large entourage. As the older gentleman approaches you, bows politely and says, "Lady Kairos, I presume?
Yes.
My name is Anton Ivanov, and I am here representing the interests of House Hala. Sure, as you've been told, I am conducting a planetary investigation regarding the rather nefarious rumors. As such, I request that your house hand over all required materials for this investigation at once."
We heard of it. I'm just gonna look at Rianne. My advisor's
Of
gonna
course.
handle it.
Then we shan't bother you too. Lady, I will discuss things with your advisor and then talk to you a bit before I leave. As he'll look towards you, Rian.
I assume we will show him the proper documents he needs and make sure
Oh yeah,
any
he
questions he
as
has.
he yeah on the way back he'll make a very comprehensive list. Literally everything. He has like an army of accountants with him to just grab all the paperwork, check everything. They'll comb through the files. As Gary, you find yourself in the one of the offices when there's like accountants that kind of like get let in as they'll begin gathering order records. It's almost from underneath you. As eventually you see Rian and Anton make their way into that office specifically as well. As yeah, I mean, I presume you cooperate. You give him all the things.
Yeah, of course. Naturally.
We shall take these documents to Yordith, perform a full investigation, have everything there. Of course, your presence will be demanded there soon to question you and, well, verify or clarify, rather, any sort of questions we might have.
Of course. We understand.
There are no other issues then. See each other in a week or so, depending how fast the other nobles. As he'll like slightly bow and take his leave. As yeah, the men will grab the remaining files and just move out.
Well, Mr. Goldman?
Yes. As I said, nothing to be afraid of.
I will trust in you in that regard. We have how long until our impromptu wedding grunt? I just want to make sure to ask this now.
Well, assumingly it's today, probably, or tomorrow at most.
Mr. Goldman, if it is all right with you, I'd like to have a talk with you in your office at the very least. At your convenience.
Naturally. I mean, I assume it's like evening hours basically right now.
Yeah, it's like
Like 4 p.m.
6, right?
Yeah, of course. Usually, work hours are usually I go to relax, but so I'm free right now. If you have the time right now.
Yes. It is short, but I think I can make time for this at the very least. She will go to Gary's office, somebody to take a seat or whichever Gary would allow.
No, this is your house. What do you mean? This is you gave.
It's more like I don't want to be rude to you in your office space. This is still your space.
Yeah, that's probably a seat.
Mr. Goldman, I will acknowledge that you've done a great service to this house for your information. As she kind of glances at you. So I think it's only right if you have any questions or concerns that I can answer them as best as I can.
I do that. No, it's all right, Lady Rian. I don't want to pry too deeply in your dealings. Hey, oh, you did nothing to damage our mutual cooperation. It's all fine, and this is a symbiotic relationship. If we both succeed, we both profit. I will
Rihanna
not.
would raise an eyebrow at that. More surprised than anything else with Gary saying.
I will not. I will not ask questions about some of the very timely donations. I will say is I can assure you that our aims do align, Lady Rianne. We all can profit from the current things going on, and I'll be gladly to provide you any assistance necessary. I will not ask unnecessary questions. If you need anything done or assistance from Malenka,
I do appreciate your company's assistance. It would be foolish for me to lie and say they have not been a boon for us. I will be frank, Mr. Goldman. These are trying times for everyone, and I understand you, most of all, do not owe loyalties to this house, for that matter, so you do not have to feel as if you are trapped in the situation. So if there's any concerns that may arise at any point in time, please do not hesitate to come to me, and I will clarify anything that you may need to have answered.
I don't know. Right now, all concerns are past. The investigator is left. Well, that's the Europe meeting, but that's just semantics. Formalities.
Very well then. If nothing else, I hope to see you at our bit of a wedding that we have here. I know Alvaro would be disappointed if you didn't show up.
Well, I wouldn't miss it for anything. You know,
Very
I
well
must
then.
say, it was quickly organized. Do you have a proper wedding cake prepared, even? I'm not a I'm not a conditionist. Confection. I think confection. I forgot what's the fucking profession called.
Mhm.
I'm not a baker myself, but this is rather timely.
I have, as Nai would say, I've been very eager to see Lady Freya married and happy after that. And I did get a bit overzealous, I will confess to my embarrassment.
Ah.
Just something done in my spare time.
Oh, you had a hunch, I guess.
And like I said, my lady's happiness is the most important thing that must be taken care of. And so, and I also must make sure any duties that are not worth her time in certain matters, I would like to ensure a smooth ride at that.
Of course, naturally.
But I wish you a good day, Mr. Goldman, and hopefully we'll be seeing you sometime soon.
Of course, to a long, fruitful, and relationship built on trust.
Of course.
The rather eventful evening of having had your records completely taken away for investigative purposes. You retire. Tomorrow is a new day, a new month, and a new step. As I assume you have the wedding hosted at the Secret Ingredient. Seems like a nice place to have, or if you want somewhere else.
No, I think the Secret Ingredient is perfect place.
The only cafe in the city. Like video game logic.
Listen, it's like one of the
This is the
top
quest.
tier.
This is the quest hub.
Listen, it's one of the top tier cafes on the planet, man. I don't know. Seems pretty good to me.
The quest hub.
Gary, when you'll see the amount of money that's been poured into this place, like I could have bought an army for this. What the fuck? What?
God himself. God.
10 wealth. I could have done so much with 10 wealth.
10 wealth.
Like the
That's
fuck?
a fucking. That's a fucking battalion. I think. That's actually, I think, a military battalion.
Why is that so? Why are we losing so much of our budget to the fucking coffee shop?
You can buy shielded infantry with fucking combined arms support.
I'm sure it's just for the bakery, guys.
Mhm.
The fucking evil villain there beneath. I hope there's some. I better hope that 10 WoW is being spent on something. Fucking better be. It's so fucking key.
Listen, Gary, this is the most expensive bakery you've ever seen, and the
better be a
prices
fucking
here
nuke.
are not high enough to justify the expense.
There better be a fucking
Look-
nuke down. There better be a fucking nuke down there.
Look, maybe we should look at the books. If we're gonna let you, probably not. But maybe we should.
Garrett, no, Garrett will just die.
That's
You just
the
have a heart attack.
problem, Gary. The bakery is not in their books. You can't even check it. As is all Peter's investments. You have no fucking clue how much money and where that shit went. Fine, it was like a year ago. Who even remembers? Um. But yeah, it's not. I don't think it's a 10 actual 10 wolf bakery max.
Okay. But it's still expensive as fuck.
It's more like 20, but it's fine. Listen, I don't know what like a great monument goes for. But yeah, as you, it's a kind of like a smallish event. I assume there would it be like a public event? Would you even announce it in the city, or just like only you and basically like
I
the household?
think I would ask Freya because Rian would assume Freya and Alva want to keep this a bit private because they are not necessarily extroverted people. But unless Freya says otherwise, Rian would keep it quiet and announce it tomorrow for the public to know.
Yeah, probably for the best. I mean, Freya would have asked if Rian could send Damocles just to notice that they're gonna be married. She doesn't expect him to come, just so he knows.
You would if you had like more than 4 hours.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's fine. We'll take pictures and send it to him in the mail.
I don't expect you to come. Well, I would if you would give me like a date. Jesus. Can't believe this emotional blackmailing. Fine, you probably sent him the letter after the. That's how much you think of Damocles.
Look, Damocles, you gave me an excitement. I was very enthused.
You're not even an afterthought. You're like the after show.
Damocles, please. People are dying, Damocles. Don't do this to me.
Yeah, I guess you have it's a very private event. Only the household, and I rent out the bakery for the day, and as you just the cake is wonderful. The preparations go smoothly. Everything is as planned. Maybe for once in the last like 2 weeks or so. I think both Alvar and Freya, especially Alvar at the very least, does look happy. Not sure if there's
Yeah.
any conversations you would like to have at the wedding.
I assume Rian would talk to Freya beforehand, of course, wish her luck and such things.
Yeah, Gary would do the same, but for how far?
Mm-hmm.
But nothing specifically.
Alvar is very determined to go through and very happy. You can say Gary.
Aww, that warms Gary's cold, calculating heart.
For a second, he feels warm.
The calculator is glowing with some warmth.
Yeah, Freya also has this wide smile on her face. Pretty happy.
Yeah. Yeah, and you do send, I guess, a letter to Damocles. Informing that
Photos.
the wedding has in fact taken place. That's the fine.
Yeah.
Can't believe you did this to him.
Look, we weren't invited to the other weddings at his house. What do you mean?
We were at the parties. Did invite you afterward.
Does he want to come over to the after party then? We can have the after party if he wants to come over. Rhiannon will definitely get that done.
So petty. But yeah,
He's gonna have to explain. He's gonna have to explain to his daughter some things and why he's here, but it's all right.
of course, push responsibility onto other people.
Never,
You can work that one or the other.
never involve Freyr. Never tell the truth. It's fine. So you'll find out soon in the week anyway.
Look, I'm gonna tell her, guys. Come on.
When the fucking airstrikes start happening.
So this is a little awkward.
As the fucking white serpents get dropped in.
But yeah, this is not really a big event. Happen. Sparse moment of happiness. Yeah, if there's no other conversations you'd like to have at the wedding, time will move forward.
This is no place of politics. This is a place of happiness.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
At least for a few hours.
So, if anything, this is a coffee shop worth three wealth. Pardon.
Nice.
So see, Gary, it's not that exaggerated. It's only like slightly exaggerated.
Oh,
No, this place is like extremely luxurious while keeping extremely affordable prices. This place doesn't make money.
Yeah, it's just a passion project.
It is
It's
absolutely a passion project.
fucking Peter's dowry. He wants that wine from Rianne.
But yeah, as time would go, Damocles would actually return the letter, informing you that they wished to attend, but I suppose it is what it is, and
Goddamn.
he is happy and sends his congratulations, as well as informing you that the situation with House Artorius has been resolved.
Of course. Rhiannon would be politely tell her that circumstances did not make an ideal timeline, and regardless, Freya would always want her father there. So if he ever has time with everything, he can, of course, always come to visit and say hello to his daughter, and her husband now. Look, Damocles, you can't leave that place. You're gonna get assassinated as soon as you step outside. Need you to have your head in war right now, man.
Probably, but listen, it's worth risking your life.
Never leave the
Yeah,
fucking...
Rhiannon's
Just because I have
Yeah.
5 threat doesn't mean I'm gonna use it to kill Damocles. Like, why would I? Like, that seems like such a cheap shot. I'd never take cheap shots.
Rhiannon.
Besides, they would
Gotta-
never succeed.
Rhiannon's gonna write as well to remind Damocles with the uncertainty of what's been going on and such. She would never forgive herself if something happened to Damocles on his way here, and Freya would never forgive herself either.
Why don't you roll me a how you can?
God damn it, Damocles.
Because I will actually, in fact, take the cheap shot.
Can I use negotiation and diplomacy then?
And use diplomacy.
Grunt
Okay,
wants to
and
kill
I
him.
will use
I do.
one of my determinations.
You can buy some Fred as well.
Oh my.
You could have bought some Fred as well. Garant seething once again.
Yeah.
Look, I
no,
need Damocles alive.
we'll see.
The
Let's-
Redeemer
we'll
kill
see.
Fiala.
We'll see how it works.
Not-
how
you
long
know-
you can keep succeeding.
No, Grant's like, sure, you didn't buy Fred there, Red.
Fine.
Yeah, I have my other skills at least for this part.
Yeah.
If I have to buy threat, then man, am I really winning?
Daniel's winning.
But yeah, this is good news, which means that Yorith is not gonna be under siege.
Oh, do we get that news that a somewhat stalemate
No, Damocles would inform
has been
you
arrived
that
or anything like that?
Damocles would have informed you as well in the same letter that House Artorius has been placated and they retreated their force from Yorith.
Sadly, that still doesn't mean that they have not released the cat in the bag, so the air still is probably a little bit tense, I assume.
Just because they don't attack once, it doesn't mean the war is not like still basically
Yeah,
a possibility.
I'm more saying that
especially-
they released all the information. I'm saying they released all the information to everybody.
Yes. Hence the investigator checking everyone's receipts.
Gotcha. Okay then. Now, how many days has it been since the wedding?
Probably like the next day or so. 2 days, I don't know.
Cool. Rian's would probably have this conversation with Lady Freya now then.
Find her probably in her office going over some papers that require her explicit approval.
My lady, sorry to interrupt you.
No worries. How can I help you?
Give me 1 second. I come with you with a few things. Mainly, I come with apologies and hope that you may forgive me once I am done.
Now you got me worried. What's going on?
I fear I've neglected you, my lady, on many matters. But please, if you give me time to explain, and then, of course, you may pass judgment as you see fit.
She's gonna show you to the table to sit.
And yeah, Rian will tell her basically about the fact that a few years ago, when not a few years, a few months actually, when Astrid was attacked, there was speculation or suspicion of the fact that she may have not been the Astrid we got back, essentially. She was, in fact, a face stanchion, though we were never sure. And we presumably did our proper due diligence and came to the conclusion that she was Astrid, and that the body that we found was, well, a face dancer, and our real Astrid was alive and well. That Nyrad found some. I think, was Freya informed of the poison? I don't remember that part.
I
That's up to you. Told her or not.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah,
I
that there
think
was
you probably work as otherwise because I think Nairo just made that. Like, yeah, I have to. When you say poison, you're referring to
Yeah, because we-
parasites, right?
Yeah, I think she did because we had to do all that stuff for both of them. So I think I'm gonna say, unless you think otherwise tomorrow, I think we did tell you about that one, or Adam and Eve, because we had to get the thing all set up in the lab. And stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so you're aware of that. Oh, sorry. So she will tell you about that, as well as and later on she was informed by Lord Damocles about not Lord Damocles, but through Peter's efforts as well, that a conspiracy was told to her and about face dancers, and that they are actually infiltrated our city, and that House Draco, actually, it is true that they are actually face dancers, or at least harboring them, and that there's a belief that the Astrid who died is and was a face dancer through other means outside of her preview. And yeah, she would just lay it out for Freya, essentially. That there was they wanted Freya to marry Lord Alvar, especially for some other reason or other, though Rianne's purposely kept this hidden away from Freya, and so Freya can make her own choice. And that it kind of fell through when Alvar basically dropped all his noble heritage, and that while Rianne doesn't know for sure, she has suspicions about what exactly the next step was for that. And I don't know if there's anything else you need me to describe in detail in that regard, but yeah, I assume so, essentially. She wouldn't give the names of the conspiracies because she would let Damocles do that, or see if Freya even wants to know that much details, basically. But I think everything else wise, I know she would keep the Ixian devices hidden away for now, at the very least, like I said, unless Freya says, ask for more details.
Probably the Ixian devices were like a public matter. Just keep hidden away that you still have one.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a lot.
Yes, my lady. It is a lot.
And why exactly didn't you tell me?
One, we, Lord Damocles and I agreed that ignorance would be your shield for now until we had time to lay down a proper defense for you, especially since, well, the loss of Astrid and everything else that came with, and the assassinations attempts, as well as what happened to Lady Althea. And that we were planning to tell you after your marriage, so we will be well informed.
I mean, I think it would have been safer if I knew. I mean, now things make sense. I mean, my father knew?
Yes, Lord Damocles has been threatened by these people as well, and retaliation was felt by them as well. I'm not too sure how long he's known exactly.
Anybody else who knew?
I informed Lady Naira so she could go further details in the poison, or parasite more like. That is what her research and time has been taking with. But
Great.
outside of her, I haven't told anyone else, except for you now.
Great. So, the news, public news are all true. Great
At
to
least
hear
from
that.
what I've read, yes.
So what happened to Althea was because of those things?
Yes, from what Lord Damocles has informed me, that they had threatened him to do as they say or else. And then when they gave back from no, Althea's life was targeted for that matter.
Are those people that threatened him still around?
Yes. They are still around, for that matter. I believe they are the masterminds of the face dance. How much does the public knowledge, or how much would Rian know about face dances in their hierarchy, assumably so? I assume nothing,
You
but...
know, no, that's not true. You know that face dancers work for the Benetalaxu, and you know that. It's not. Other than the fact that they work for the Benetalaxu, you don't really know. Now, you personally know that the one behind this whole thing is Master Kosh, because that's like something well known within the conspiracy.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, it is I believe, a Benetalaxu, as they've known to employ such things. And I believe his name is Kosh. Master Kosh, I believe, is the correct moniker.
The thing is, Freya, after whatever Rian has told you, means that what the Zealots, what House Artorias has made public, is in fact 100% true.
Mm-hmm. And how came House Artorias to all of the news? Are they part of it?
I do not believe they were originally part of it at all, and from what I've been able to gather, they were informed as an attempt to sway them, though it was a blended effort, as they, of course, weren't informed about the conspiracy at all, so assumedly so, and believing that they are the only ones to do so. And, well, it was not my choice in that matter.
I mean, it turned out
It
great.
seems that, yes, it's a predictable and but extreme reaction. I've been informed that steps were made to placate them, though I'm not too sure about those full steps.
So are there any plans? What
As of
is
right now, there has not been made any major moves. Information is hard to come by, and it must be discreet at all times. Intelligence gathering right now seems to be the main course in preparing. It's hard to find an enemy who can take anyone's face.
that is true, yes. Do you know if my father is in safety?
So far, the safest place he can be is with Nyx and his lady wife. But danger is all around, especially for you, since you are his daughter, and well, Lord Damocles' love for his family and children is quite well known.
Thank you for telling me, even though it's quite late. I would have appreciated if you have told me earlier. I mean, I know you wanted to protect me, but I am old enough to do it on my own.
I understand, my lady, and like I said, the blunder is mine, at the very least. And you are my lady.
Repeat it. I think you cut out on me.
Oh, she said, you have the right to be informed as both my lady and head of my household. The blunder is mine. The fault lies with me.
Faye's just gonna nod. Have a great night.
Of course, my lady. And I will say whichever decision or punishment you wish to, I will, of course, take with grace, as you deserve.
I mean, I don't know of any punishment, but it needs time. Like, I can trust you. I mean, you lied to me for several months.
I did.
It's gonna take some time.
Of course. Rihanna would bow deeply and stand up and, of course, with Freya's permission, make her way out.
well, the things do go on. Anything anyone wants to do?
Freya would write her father, personally.
What would you write him? Let's see.
She in the letter she would like write about that she just told Marianne, and she would like to talk with him personally. And
Yeah.
she would come over to see him.
Sure. Go over to him. Would you want to go alone, or gonna take Yan with you?
She's gonna take Enrico.
Okay, so just Enrico.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Yan, you get informed that Freya will be visiting her father alone, no entourage. When I say alone, I always mean with the bodyguard. It's fine. And Rico was also informed of the. He was in the room. So yeah. Go visit your dad. It's that swordmaster training. So yeah, as Freya departs, Oriane, Gary, do you want to do anything in that day or so of time?
There's little to do here right now.
I need to ask you. I don't know what you want.
I would. I know. Alvor just stays in his library and stuff, but I assume there's some now a certain set of responsibility he gets now as the consort of Lady Freya.
Only
that,
if you
Brienne
give him.
would make
What responsibilities do you think a consort has by default? Nothing.
Man, look, you can't just laze around this house.
Listen, and you have to give him. Otherwise, the consort's responsibility is to shut the fuck up and make
baby, make a child.
Yeah,
that's
make
his
the other partner happy. Like that's their job.
God damn it!
Feel free
No,
to
he's
put it
gonna
to
get
work.
something. Yeah. He has information
Work in
on
the
agriculture and
factory, son.
things. Right?
Work on the farms, boy. Toil the field.
Look, we're trying to develop a nice. I know the tourist dream has not been talked about, but we're trying to develop a lovely place that people would love to visit. So if he has any ideas or wants to help Naira with that plant thing, we can definitely use someone who has at least some knowledge.
Yeah. What do you want him to work on?
Land development, right?
Land development. That would
Gary
be,
would assist Alvar, baby, because he's study technician on the study.
that would be understandable from him.
I do have a bolster thingy where I can help someone else. It's like it's not advice, yeah, but yeah, Gary would definitely help him out here if he fucking hears of this. Gary would go to
Well,
Riyadh.
listen, it's fine. Unless you, I'll roll for him. I'll let you know how many successes he gets. You want to give him threat? Roll more dice.
Yeah, sure.
Give him one.
Don't fuck this up, Alvar. I swear to God, you're going back in that consort role forever now.
Well, listen. Good news. Good news is 4 successes. Bad news is the complication.
God, we can buy more threat, guys.
Yes. Let's take on those threats.
Yeah.
How much threat do we have, Grunt?
Now 5 if you reduce that complication. You remove it.
I will remove it. I'm not having
always removes complication for you. Always.
I'm glad I've instilled fear into you. Yeah, no, you grab him. He's more than not helpful, more than glad to help. And by God, Rian, this man is like a fucking fountain of knowledge.
Gary's so proud of him.
He has knowledge in both ecology and botany, mixed with the geology. If anything that's land related, above or below, in the life of the land, like the actual life, plants, fauna, he even has cultural studies which allow him to understand a lot of the significance that it might pose to the region and how different people might perceive different things. And just, you couldn't have picked a better person for land development, honestly.
You have potential, boy.
Does does if only he wasn't such a see, he would have been actually a good assassin for their family. But alas, it is what it is. He can only create, he cannot destroy.
So poetic.
And yeah, he's gonna do his best. Aid you in the land development. And so, after your talks with him, you head back to your own office. There is note that's kind of just stuck on the inside of your door.
What does it say?
It says, "Meet me for coffee late after hours."
The fuck? Who said? Does it have a signature or anything?
No.
Well, I'll bring a gun to work, I guess.
Listen, it's your bakery.
I'll bring an extra gun just in case.
But would you go?
Yeah, I think Rianne will go. Hopefully with the proper caution she can. But like I said, her life, as long as Freya lives, she'll be fine, guys.
Yeah. I guess then they're gonna close the bakery as it's not open at night. Are you gonna stay behind after they close?
Yeah, it's always good to look at the books, make sure inventory is doing correctly.
Yeah. So then you, as the night falls, gets past midnight. You're just kind of like sitting there alone. It's a very easy target for an assassination, Rianne.
2 people died here, Grunt. Who knows what happens in my bakery now?
Nobody knows you're here. There are no guards around you. Enrico's out of town. And you kind of hear the back door opening, which you're pretty sure was locked.
Ew, I have a gun. I will say that. I don't think she knows how to use it, but
Yeah.
Good luck with against fucking shield.
Good luck with the gun.
Look, I have a
Guns-
knife then instead. Does that make
Guns
anyone
are
feel
used
better?
to gun down civilians. It's all they can use for.
Is that their slogan?
Yes, unironically, yes. The only people
Yeah,
who
that's what
can't
they
really
do.
afford kills are civilians.
Fine, knife it is then.
As kind of like it's a bit dark. You can't see properly. Kind of like hear a chuckle. Do you have the knife out actually, or like at
I
the
think
ready?
she, at the ready, she's trying not to look like she's armed necessarily, but she is.
Gonna stab me with that? Seriously? As you kind of hear the very hoarse and croaked voice of Peter.
Ah, well, this is. Brienne is hiding her surprise. Well, I'm here late at night. No one knows where I'm at. I'd be foolish to at least not have some safe measures at the very least.
Guess there's only so many times one can get kidnapped they learn.
Hmm.
Forgot my mustache.
It does come with the territory. I would hope I learned something at the very least.
And you can see his not really like getting any closer to staying kind of like within the sort of shade. So you can see like his silhouette. Can't see his face properly, right? There's
Wow. You must. Well, you can't really blame my caution, can you? This is quite a surprise.
oh, I do love my surprises. I do like surprising you. But this is gonna be embarrassing. You're somewhat familiar with the layout of this place. I'll need a bit of help if you don't mind. And he just kind of like extends his hands forward.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna have to ask a question here before I get a little too close. Tell me something only Peter would know. And only me and Peter would know, for that matter.
Like your kicks. Although
Very calm.
that I would it would be nice to give you a compliment, but I do also know you like your wine cakes specifically. Or was that just for the special occasion?
Fine, fine. She's trying not to laugh slightly, as she will try not to show eagerness as she gets up. I cautiously goes close to him to, I guess, help him or whatever he needs.
Yeah, I mean if you grab his hands, he does kind of just not he kind of like you see him very unstable as you lead him towards where you were sat at, and as soon as he gets into the light, you realize this man has no eyes. Like the sockets have been completely blackened. He is blind.
Rianne will keep her composure as she will try to keep her composure as she carefully, very carefully, make sure he can find a seat.
Yeah, it looks like his eyes have been gouged out, and like his face is like full of scars and cuts, and some that are more fresh, some that are more old. And even now, as you see his hands, you can see the still kind of healing nails that have been. You're not a medical expert, but probably peeled off at some point or another.
Peter. She will, like, carefully touch his face.
Still alive, though. Yours?
How did you get here? How did you even get out?
Just say I had a friend help out. As you can give me a discipline roll.
I can't believe this. I fucking can't. I think I figured it out.
Now, would this be under trying to her keep her composure, or what exactly is this?
This is to see if you. Yeah, I'll say this is kind of under observe.
What's
Okay.
inside?
This is more wits awareness.
Okay, I would say would my faith in data and numbers give me certainty where others doubt in that regard? If it's for like,
No.
Gotcha.
If you overhear some noises,
Okay,
it's like not trying to hide himself.
no, you're good.
The other face that. So there's like 15
I
of them outside.
I will use my observe for this one.
Yeah, you do hear like subtle movements as if there's like another person just on the other side of the door, and you don't really see that far.
Brienne would turn slightly as she like glances at the door, almost trying to like put herself a little bit in front of Peter as she like asks like,
It
"Is
is with no the happy reunion, but save that for later.
okay? What do you need?"
Really enjoy some cake, right? Just a bit of your company,
Of course.
and like help him sit down. Yeah, just take him, make him a cup of coffee. How have you been? Months
Well,
haven't been easy on you.
could always be worse. I've been well outside the circumstances. Not too sure how much you've been informed about.
I know enough about. I don't. I care about you. That's why I'm visiting you right now.
I am well. Uh, my lady is happily married, though well informed, and as of right now, House Kairos is not falling down to ashes just yet.
Still haven't told me how you are doing.
Well, as Naira says, I'm a stress ball of messes, but I'm very happy right now.
I'll just smile. One thing I was glad is that you got to see you through your full range of emotions. Can you imagine that?
It is a bit of its own entertainment, I know, but don't worry. I can definitely describe things to you in detail so you'll get a big picture of it all.
I'm sure you will have plenty of opportunities. I will be leaving tonight. I wanted to see you and make sure that you're holding it together as best as one can in the situation. And let you know that things will end soon.
Very well. I'm happy that you came to visit me, Peter. I really am. As Rian would like I said, make sure it's a little hard because I know he is blind, but she will make sure she will advertise as much as she can that she's going to like put her hand on his face again before she gives him a slight kiss, if that's all right.
Yeah. After like the initial flinch, I'll return it. And I promise you, I will be honest. I would be honest with you. After this is over, I'll tell you everything, and we'll see if you want to kiss me after that as well, or everyone else will realize that some things are just not worth it.
Very well, Peter. I look forward to our conversation then. Take care of yourself, please.
Well, I'm really sorry for dragging you in this mess and putting all this stress on you and the ones you care about. But
Honest.
sorry, go ahead.
She's gonna like shake her head. Honestly, Peter, you informing us probably saved our lives. Who knows where we would have been with our ignorance if I've come to learn that. Well,
He shakes his head, says, "You'll understand soon why I am apologizing." But, well, can't reveal too much right now. Things are still their final phases. Our enemies are still alive. After they're dead, have at least plenty of time to explain, talk. At least try to make up for this awful year and a half. No, while they were torturing me and asking me questions, that sort of thing, what was one thing that kind of made me somewhat happy? No matter how bleak things got, or first thing they took was my eyes. I was happy because I got to see you smile, see you laugh, get nervous, flustered, frustrated, angry. I can forever keep those memories. Some of the happiest moments I've had on this planet in ever. That and the fact that I knew they were desperate, and I'm a very spiteful man. He tries to bring levity back into the conversation. Last time.
Yeah, I think Rian has a weak chuckle at that. Oh, at the very least, I didn't want to give myself any hope, but I kept thinking that we could have saved you, could get some. I'm happy that you're alive, at the very least.
I'm very glad of that as well. Glad that you are safe. No, the red demon can be a handful.
He
But-
has his own charm.
Don't say that.
He's a bit of an asshole.
Promise you, you won't have suffer his presence. Be out of our hair soon.
I will not ask. Like I said, we will have a hopefully deeper conversation later, so I will keep my curiosity to myself for now.
I will be heading hide safe spot. Fully recover a bit. Be able to maybe coordinate my very few remaining agents on the planet. I will I'll put my infiltrator at your disposition soon. Do you ever need something done?
Very well.
Thank you for having this cake. I really need.
she would just touch his hand softly. It's just like, I'm happy. I'm happy.
It's all I could ask for. He's gonna like try and stand up. As there's like a moment where he like starts coughing profusely.
Rian first reaction is to go to try to help him, but she's trying to like, give him whatever he needs right now in that regard.
Yeah, you
Whether he would
immediately
accept it or
like
not.
see like a man enter the room like as kind of like looking worried. Don't recognize. Also has like a mask cover. As he just kind of like rushes to him, as well as you do, probably a bit early. Catch him before he like tumbles.
Rianne's eyes would probably be on Peter as she glances up at this stranger, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, he looks at you. You can give me another discipline roll. Now's the insight. Now comes the insight.
Perceiving hatred. Fuck, I'll kill you. What did you do to my boy, you bitch? You made him a pussy, you made him blind? I'll fucking string you fucking up.
This is the 3 success difficult.
Okay.
Just buy some threat for Peter.
Buy some threat for Peter.
You'll be real sad if the red demon just fucking kills you.
I don't think so. At least now, anyway. Not in front of him. Well, you know what I mean.
Later. Yeah, of course later, but
Would this
Actually-
fall under observe?
No, because this is more of a feeling kind of thing.
Okay. How much threat do we have, Grunt?
5.
Do you guys think I should buy 1 dice for this, or leave it as it is?
I think 1 dice is fine.
1 dice is fine,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't need to buy 2 dice, but 1 dice.
God damn it. I think I have a thing, though.
At the very least,
Hold on.
you do have both.
wanna-
You could reroll, yeah. Fish for a crit.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, there's no focus here, so especially for a crit would be statistically unlikely.
Yes.
Very unlikely,
I agree.
statistically. If only had a focus.
That's
Yeah.
the 2 success. Give you the 1
Quick,
XP.
grab a fitting focus.
But yeah, no, he kind of glanced at you, and yeah, there's a moment where like the two of you look at each other. Kind of hard to read him though, as he like then has another second of. Oh, that's true. It's for my bad. As he goes to Peter and just kind of like holds him up, and then we need to go now. Get your medical attention. He like nods, says it. Like looks at you, yeah, no, rather not at you, but in the
Turns in my direction.
Yeah, in the direction you're holding him in. Thank you. Yep. I can't promise you that it will be worth the wait, but I can promise you that you won't have any questions after that.
She stops herself from nodding for a minute, but she's like, okay,
I
okay.
like, as like straightens up and said, I've never had feelings like this before.
Oh.
Not sure how to handle them. Not sure how to deal with this amount of vulnerability. I'm glad that my enemies never used you as a bargaining chip. Because as much torture as they inflicted upon me, I don't know how if they've reacted. They knew about you.
Well, let's say you're not the only one figuring out how to deal with this as well.
nod. Then take his leave. And supported by his companion.
Rian has a vague idea, but she, like I said, she's gonna hold off her curiosity until, well, hopefully the next conversation we have in the future.
What's Rianne's vague idea?
Based on some things that Peter told her in that boat, she's just like, is that, or maybe it's just someone else who works for him, possibly. The care seems to be really there.
I was gonna say, does Rianne think the other secret man is?
Look, he said he has a brother that he had some things with. Maybe it's that Grunt.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
it's
would be
not.
convenient, right?
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe it could be just someone else who works for Peter. He does have some secret society thing going on.
I'm sure it's he was there was fucking nice under that coat. What did you do to my boy Rianne? What did you do to him?
Look, I'm just saying there's some things going on
Let
that
me just-
Rian noticed.
Let me just update the character.
You made a fucking torch and punished Peter?
Listen, I just gouged out his eyes. Okay, I didn't even like do much.
I just cut his face, his eyes, pull his fingernails, guys.
It's just black. He's like a little sombra. Listen, it's fine.
It's fine. He's a face dancer. I'm sure he can fix it.
We can rebuild him.
This is. I still think this is master conscious scheme. What have you spent those fucking thread on, Glenn?
That's for me to know.
Exactly. I don't.
I have a vague, terrifying idea, but I'll wait. I'm gonna wait afterwards before I say anything.
I don't know why. If Master Kosh, like, why? This would be
I
the
don't know,
weirdest 20D chess move ever. Like, I will look like your dead boyfriend to not
Yeah,
kill
anyway.
you, just
He didn't ask any questions either. He could
yeah,
have easily got.
inflict emotional damage, I guess. Just
Yeah,
to fuck
let's
with you.
little troll. At this point, it's over for him. Why not just fuck with people?
Meanwhile, while this was going on, Freya, your shuttle lands at the port as you are being escorted by Enrico and some Nyx guards. You are taken through the city, and before you know it, you are the residence. And as you're taken inside, lobby area, Damocles is waiting for you there alone. He smiles as he sees you and like goes to hug you.
Yeah, Freya would run over to him and hug him. Glad to see you.
You as well, and congratulations on the marriage.
I am so sorry. It all went so quick, and
Did I literally just get the letter as you were having the event?
I mean, Rianne sent it, so I could be, yes.
Nods. Well,
I was thinking of having a big event after everything's settled. Just wanted it to be over.
come. As he like lead you to like this inner courtyard rather. There's like a small table, some drinks set up, and go take a seat. He looks at you and says, "Well, I'm here to answer any questions you have."
Okay. Start with a simple question. I asked Rianne the same thing and just want to hear it from you. Why didn't you tell me about everything that happened? I mean,
Because you didn't need to know, and anyone that knew of this was in danger.
But with everything going on, and I mean, if maybe Athea would have known, she
Althea
wouldn't.
knew.
Great. Okay.
He kind of like has a certainly like a sour face. Didn't help her. And she, unlike you, very, very deadly fighter, still didn't help her. Because you're dealing with face dancers. They will find the moment where you are your weakest, the moment where you're most vulnerable. That's when they strike. Not knowing is one of the few things keeping you safe, keeping you off their radar. What do you think would have happened if this conspiracy was found out? All of us would have been executed. Do you think that... No. You were told only what you needed to know. Things I withheld from you were things that had nothing to do with your household, had nothing to do with normal day-to-day activities.
I mean, you could have at least told me what was going on with Astrid.
Told you what, that I suspect that your sister was killed a long time ago and someone else is going about wearing her skin? How would that have helped you?
I mean, it would have at least. I don't know. I feel betrayed. Rianne lying to me for several months, and you.
Yes, I would rather you feel betrayed and be alive than the other way around. You can hate me for all you want, and Rianne was acting on my instructions, so you can blame me for that as well.
I'm not going to hate you, but I am old enough to deal with those things on my own. I know it's probably safer the way it was. But still, waiting that long.
Again, knowing wouldn't have provided any help for you. It would have just put you in dangers needlessly.
I guess I have to trust you on this one.
Now the conspiracy is much more open, fortunately, and the war is about to go hot.
Who else is part of the conspiracy?
Plenty of people.
Anyone I should be aware of?
You've met House Elios and its lords.
Yes.
There are others, but they're not as relevant to me. Young Lord Alexei. That was not my choice.
So does Cassie also know?
He nods. It was a very recent addition.
So I believe Lord Orpheus also knows.
Given Alexi's predispositions, I always assumed he knew.
Sounds like Alexi, yes.
The only people who know the full picture are me, my wife, Lord Elias, and Lord Hades. Everyone else was inducted one by one afterwards. We were gathering allies and fighting this war in the shadows. And yes, I've been working on this ever since I married Anicia. This whole thing started with me marrying her. And I realized there was something more happening, and we were trying to find scapegoats for botch the job. And no, I wouldn't have told you at all. Again, if I didn't think right now that you need to know. And honestly, this was Rianne's decision. I myself would have probably kept the information hidden for until after the conflict was over. I trust her judgment on this.
I appreciate that you told me. I mean, what if it's too late in the end? Ian also told me that you were threatened,
He
and
nods.
that's why Thea died. I am so sorry. And I hope that the one responsible
It's not Anicia was threatened with Althea's life. I was threatened with yours.
so why was only Thea killed?
I presume I have Rianne to thank for that.
I'll keep it in mind. Was there any reason why they were after you?
He nods. Remember the Ixian device scandal?
Yes.
There's still one device that hasn't been recovered. One device that we are keeping here, away from House Draco. And they threaten us in order to receive it because they know they can't infiltrate us here. They don't know the land, having inside information. So they're gonna try and hurt us outside.
And you should have not able to get to the city.
Haven't been able to up until now.
Glad to hear that. I just want you to be safe. Just so you know that.
I don't care about my safety, but alas, I have been ordered to stay put here. I'll do as requested.
I mean, we can make it a nice evening here.
He kind of chuckles at that.
I mean, if you want, I can visit more often and get some decorations over, just to lighten things up.
It's fine. Focus on your own things. Have a house to run. And I assume the war will intensify soon, even if House Arturius will persuaded to reconsider.
Yeah, I mean, the whole planet knows about the news, so I'm not gonna stay put for too long.
Odds.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for not telling me and keeping me safe. I still don't like it, but I understand.
All I could ask for. Yeah, he.
I'm just
Sorry, go ahead.
gonna keep small talking.
I mean, he would probably go maybe into a bit more detail because he does know way more about this whole like fiasco than Rian does, and he would tell you how initially he basically like the way Anicia approached him was in order to basically have someone who can negotiate better and do politics, as she is not very adept at that. And that's how he kind of stumbled into this whole thing, as one thing led to another. Sort of the assassination on Lord Orpheus was the first hit-based answers the Benetalaxu orchestrated on the planet, and due to its rather hazardous nature and failed attempts, that's basically how he got roped into it, and that's how he met Lord Elias, and together they kind of, it was them that started this conspiracy. House Nix and House Elias were the first. Another interesting thing you might learn is the fact that you know Vodnik, the original, Gregor, remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He was the informant on the inside who provided all the information for the assassins that they would need to get in and out, and was also used to plant evidence. Problem is, at the end of the day, he was also used as a scapegoat because of that. Apparently, the reason why he did all of that was because he was jealous of Orpheus's marriage with Cassia, and he basically tried to get him killed so she wouldn't have had to marry him. Very desperate and foolish move, but that's why he wasn't really that heartbroken when Gregor dies. Like, oh no, guess it's fine, we can move on with our lives. Let me think. I don't have any other questions because he does know like so much everything.
I don't have anything on the top of my head. Oh, one thing she would ask. Do you know anything why Lady Helheim was killed? Was it also because of this?
He nods. Well, always am planned to get House Helheim dragged into this mess. Provide more pressure, bring more eyes, bring more troops. And well, I believe the plan is to use Peter, not Peter, use Alvar initially. But I guess someone had to die. Glad it wasn't him though.
Definitely. But he's still heartbroken about his aunt.
You know, she was a good woman from the little things I knew about her. But as far as I was told, the Red Demon is a rather ruthless killer. Effective, but monstrous.
Would Rianne have told me about the Red Demon?
Ooh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh
She's
my
like-
god.
Oh boy.
No, actually, you're right. Fuck. God damn it, guys. You're right.
No, don't, don't. It's fine.
Living in our
It's better
basement,
this way.
boys, that's fine.
No, because I can't really not explain the 4 dead bodies. Yeah, I would think she would tell her that we've gotten some help from an unlikely source, and if Freya pushed for more, she'd be like, yeah, his name is the Red Demon. God damn it.
Okay.
Don't let Grunt gaslight you here.
He does it really well. He's gonna break my heart. Sad. That's just Bob, guys. He lives in our basement.
So it was him who killed her?
He nods. Most likely. Given the brutality, the efficiency, and the fact that they didn't catch anyone, we suspect it was in most likelihood him.
Thank you. Telling me those things.
I want you to know everything. If you're gonna be a part of this now, moving forward, informed.
Go ahead, I can be a part of it.
I'm not, but it is what it is.
I mean, if I want to know how I can save or keep my house safe, I want to know how. And I want to know what's going on in the world.
Sometimes knowing too much puts you in a lot of danger.
Might be true as well, yes.
And yeah, he would basically inform you how there's at this point there isn't the only house that seems to be firmly on the side of House Draco is House Corinthians. They're like your main opposition, as this alliance has been, your side of the alliance has been fortified with both Orpheus and Ruvinum, as apparently Elias Scott, not even a month later after his wife died, has remarried into the Ruvinums. Cassia's cousin.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Oh, was it a political marriage?
he nods.
Must be awful.
It's definitely not easy, and Lady Petra is a ruthless woman, so it doesn't surprise me that Wait. Want some
I
guarantees.
do not like that woman.
Cassia can keep her mother in check only for so long. But it's a war and we all have to do our duty. Sure, Scott understands. No, I don't think it's gonna be easy.
Yeah, I can't believe. I mean, losing your wife and then getting married so quick. I mean, as far as I know, Thea and Scott like each other pretty well.
Never seen her so ecstatic about anyone. Very happy for them.
Yeah, I looked pretty happy when I saw them. And- But I guess everyone has to do their duty.
He'll nod.
How's Anicia? Is she doing better?
She's focused. But how she deals with grief. Takes all that anger, all that sadness, and just trains. They're gonna be out for blood soon when the fighting breaks out.
I mean, they at least know how to fight. But still, I hope they're gonna be safe.
They're gonna be safe. I'll be happy if all of them make it through this.
I hope so as well. Must be awful. And I mean, she was carrying a baby.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
I think that whole
Send her
situation is
my
what
regard.
I think that whole situation is what pushed. Now it was Scott that informed Arturius. Whole situation escalated from that, and I also assume that was done in a act of grief. We are all mourning in our own ways, but I think we all want to see the Benetalaxu master dead.
Yes. And having this all end. Gonna be everyone's wish.
He'll nod.
Just gonna give him a kiss on the cheek.
Hug him.
I'm glad you're fine.
suppose I'm as good as anyone can be in this situation. Thank you.
And we're gonna have that after party after everything's done. I promise.
He'll smile and nod.
I mean, I also promised Cassia to invite her to the wedding, so I guess that's gonna be a thing.
Looks a bit less pleased, but that's what it. Gonna be a party for the ages. Conversation.
Yes. As long as there's no bloodbath, I'm fine with it.
I think we've had enough of those for a while.
I hope so as well, yes.
As your visit there will not really see the Nexus too much other than maybe some pleasantries, some greetings, but they're just more or less absent. By the time you make your way back. As your shuttle lands. And you return back to Lumen. Not sure what Rianne is doing in the morning after her last night. Smallish date, if you can call it that. A reunion, maybe.
Well, work never stops, and honestly, I think Rianne would throw herself into a bit of work now to just have some sense of control. So she'll probably be more not in her office. She doesn't want to. It feels a little too small right now. Maybe a bit more out in the open as she's dictating things and making sure things are run until Freya returns. Essentially, maybe keeping an eye on. Well, Albert seems to be doing things well without any help on her part, which she is happy for. But yeah, just to keep herself busy for a while.
Yeah. As well, I mean, you know, Freya's returning in for noon. Couple of hours, you get the papers done. And her shuttle lands. Do you go to greet her at the port or?
I think Rianne would give Freya space because although she went by herself and she promised to like whatever Freya decides, she's gonna let her. So yeah, she would of course let Gary know that Freya's returned because I know he's probably been doing his other stuff. But yeah, she would wait on whichever Freya decides to do in this decision in this part. Because I don't think that Freya's ever asked for Rianne to greet her before. So
And if I wouldn't expect you to wait at the shuttle port.
okay, so yeah,
As well, to your surprise, Freya, you see Rianne, an entourage, waiting for you.
That's odd. But she's gonna get out.
Hmm?
Hello, Rianne.
Yeah. Good to see you. Have you back? How was?
It was great to catch up with my father. What's up with the whole entourage?
Normal to greet you when you return?
I mean, don't expect you to give me that. Yeah, if you say so. You don't have to do that next time.
He nods and like steps off to the side and like letting you walk forward. Now let's see, who do you think is gonna roll better, the face dancer or Enrico?
The problem is I did nerf Enrico. Enrico is not good inside. Enrico's kind of dog shit stats.
Yeah, but
That's the
this is the
problem.
face dancer, Mac. These are face dan- How good can they even roll?
Very good, I think.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it. Yeah, as you
No, I think you're lying. I think you're lying.
as you're walking, kind of like the people just park, and as you're kind of like passing through them, there's a moment you just get shoved forward as Enrico just like a heavy push, and almost like propelling you a meter or two almost as you stumble forwards. You're kind of like trying to gain your balance. As you realize everyone has drawn blades and they're like trying to stab you. As well, there's 6 of them. I'm gonna try and engage them all, but we'll see. We'll roll first for him. How he does with that shit. 7 in battle. Beauty. Now, I could let you buy threat for Enrico,
But you don't want
but
it.
I don't want to. Yeah,
Grundon's finally a face dance for W.
face dancers. Fine. It's still.
There's 6 of them. They cannot win. They cannot lose this one.
So, and yeah, it's 3 successes for Enrico though.
Yeah, okay, Enrico.
All the face dancers gets to roll 5 dice, or rather, I would say probably maybe 1 or 2 of them. What did I say? What did I fucking say?
Grunt, there's no way they can fail. There's no way.
So Enrico rolled on 2 dice, 3 successes. Face dancer rolls on 5 dice. Is it? It's not even a. Also rolls 3 successes, but rolls 2 complications.
Oh,
No, I still think Enrico is dead. There's no way you can get out of this one.
Enrico gets like two free turns, so he's gonna like. Just to point it out to you how much of a loser these guys are, how incompetent these people are. I don't. So yeah, so Freya, you kind of like turn back as you see Enrico just with a swift movement passes through one of their shields as it vibrates and cuts deep into one's neck as it falls down. The other one tries to go and stab him, but he manages to like pirouette, as he like not rather pirouette, but just kind of like swing the dead body into the other one, and it's a full-on commotion. Problem is there are 6 of them, and can't really gather all of them. There is one that's coming straight for you.
Ray is gonna run for it.
Feel free to give me a move roll. How fast you run?
Oh god.
You can buy threat. Listen, the alarm has been like, yeah. So these people weren't sent here with the hope of getting out alive. What we call a kamikaze group.
I mean, at that point, you would just do the old last pistol maneuver.
Gonna say.
That's a real kamikaze.
What
No, you
drive
don't
can
wanna
I
like
use? Can
fucking blow up the entire thing. Have the Emperor show up.
I... guys, I'm gonna spend 1 threat
Yeah,
and
that's
buy a
fine.
dice.
yeah, it's fine.
What's the
Understandable.
pool?
4 at the moment. That actually. Yeah, it's the face dancers. I wouldn't even have run. I'd be like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna fall on your own blade? You're gonna die.
Oh no,
Fucking loser.
Grunt hates these guys so much. This-
Fucking losers. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Did he fail?
rolled one No, actually, because it's not.
Wait,
Yeah, no, it's just 2 successes. No,
wait,
no,
never
he
mind.
ties.
Fuck.
He ties. Yeah, so you bolt. One of them breaks into a sprint as the third face dancer falls down. But we'll see if Enrico survives the onslaught.
I don't think he can. It's over for Enrico.
Listen. Enrico has 2 dice, but these are face dancers, so I can buy threat for them. But
You only have 4
that
characters,
might
and-
not help too much. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they don't have the 5 dice, but there's still 4 people left. I
Oh,
think
4 people. Yeah.
no 3.
Thank fucking God. Nice. Finally. Fucking finally. Thank God. Yeah.
I told you guys, Enrico's dead. It's over.
You jinxed us. God damn it.
Gonna say like Enrico rolled 4 successes, but the face dancer rolled like 6. I bought threat for him, by the way. Nothing for Enrico. You deserve. These guys need every advantage they can get. I cannot.
We could save it.
I
Great, you
cannot.
cheater.
No.
Grant is so mad. He's
I
so
am.
mad.
I am
What's the
sorry.
threat pool?
It's 1 at the moment. So yeah, Freya just run away with the face dancer in tow, and eventually there's like a bunch of guards that manage to kind of like get in the way as they bolt from the crowd and basically start fighting your assassin. But yeah, I guess you just run. You run. Where do you want? Actually, that's a good question. Try and go for the noble residence, I would assume, or
Yes.
the fireplace. Yeah,
And she would try to contact Rian.
yeah. Rian, there's a security alert informing you that there has been an incident at the shuttle port. Guards have been deployed there to ascertain the situation and resolve any incident.
Yeah, Rianne's gonna spring up. I'm not too sure if she gets Freya's comms or not, as she's like preparing to go there, because she knows that Freya was supposed to be coming today. And I know we haven't brought her up, but I think she would ask Naira to come with as well, and let Gary know so he's not out of the loop in this regard. Do I get Freya's comms at all?
Yeah, you have them.
Oh, okay. She will pick up immediately as she's like directing people and getting prepared to like go to the spaceport. My lady, is everything all right?
No. Enrico is fighting some, I guess, face dancers. I'm not sure. There was you at the shuttle port.
Mm.
And it just started getting the blades out, and I just ran.
Oh, very well. Make yours. Grunt. Would it be odd to? I'm not too sure if we would have the ability to have either a bunker or a safety place for Freya to necessarily go, at the very least, right now.
Bunker, no.
Gotcha. I assume not. I just want to make sure to
Yeah,
ask
no.
before I say my next thing. It says, Lady Freya, you are in grave danger. It seems that we have a face dancer infiltration. Me and Naira will be on our way immediately with some guards as well. But for now, it is going to be hard to trust whoever you can. I will try to be there as quickly as possible. But I will try to send guards towards you as well. I will give you a word of phrase that you must know and they must know as well. So at least, well, I'm not too sure how much it's going to help, but I'll try.
Thank you. I'll make my way to the noble residence, and I stay there. I'm waiting for you.
Very well. Be safe, my lady.
You as well. And if you find anything about Enrico, please inform me.
Yeah, I will, of course. And she will tell Freya that she'll try to stay in comms with her, but she wants to take care of this first. She will start to, like I said, inform everyone and direct guards to let them know what's going on and essentially give him that phrase that must be uttered with Lady Freya.
Yeah, well, where exactly are you headed, Ryan?
Well, she's gonna try to meet up with Freya essentially, as well as send guards to assist with Enrico's situation.
Yeah, no, the guards are already on their way. Freya's coming to you, so wait there,
Okay.
because your office is within the residence.
Then yeah, she will be outside the house at the very least to keep an eye out for her because she can't just sit here
Yeah.
and not do anything directing with the phones if she can.
Eventually, the Freya arrive.
My lady, you are well. Before I forget, what is your favorite flavor of cake?
You love a cake. Why?
That is good. Did you, are you well? I have guards. We can keep you inside as of right now. Have you been hurt?
No, no. And Rico shoved me away and didn't get me.
Very well. Naira, please, take well for Lady Freya. Should we, I feel like I should go and at least go to help Enrico in some form or fashion. Can I get in comms with the guards to see if there's been a status report of what's been going on?
Yes. So as you call on the comm link, one of the guards will pick up and say, Brienne, situation here has been put under control. Unfortunately, Commander Enrico is not good. Assassins have been killed.
Where is he?
At the shuttle port.
I'll bring guards to monitor Lady Freya. At the very least, we will bring. Can he be moved? Is he well enough to be moved at the very least?
I think he's dead. I'm sorry.
I will have Lady Naira take a look at him at the very least. Thank you.
And I assume you would rush over there with Naira in tow.
Yes, I'm not too sure if Freya wants to stay. Whatever Freya decides to do, she will have guards with her at the very least.
Freya would come with you.
Now, how much threat are you willing to spend by this?
Say, what do you think, Tamara? Because I'm willing to go free, but I will
Yeah.
ask you.
It's Enrico. I would go.
I assume it's a high difficulty. He's probably fucking dying.
Like, well, it's clinically dead, so it's after literally back from the fucking dead. I will remind you, 3 dice, that's 1, 3, 6 extra, so that'll be a total 7 threat.
We'll buy 2 dice.
2 dice. 7 Fred would be a bit insane. 7 Fred's a bit too
Enrico's
insane. Even
valuable.
for
It's
me.
not that valuable, guys. It's not like it's a 15 asset.
Even though the
that we
thing
have
is-
for free for
The
fuck's
thing is,
sake.
okay. Let me do the devil's advocate here.
I mean,
There will
it's
be
almost
no-
the end of the session.
He is Enrico. He has been a
Yeah,
loyal
what
servant to
will
our
happen
family.
at the end of the session?
Brad, please. We're delicate
Stop.
here.
Either Enrico or Damocles. That's the thing. You gotta choose here.
I don't think we have. What do you think, Tamara? Come on, I'll ask your opinion.
Oh god. I mean, what?
You did
It's
almost
Enrico.
You did almost beat the face dancers.
Yeah.
If Grunt, and he only lost because Grunt nerfed him. This band spending
He-
threat.
Nerf
deserves
him, I
it.
didn't give you threat, like what?
You said we couldn't buy threat for Enrico.
Yeah.
He disabled one of the core game mechanics.
Yeah, but I also didn't buy threat for the face dancers.
Didn't you say you did buy threat for the face
It's just
dancers?
for like the initial 2.
Just for the initial 2 dice.
The other 4 didn't get any threat.
Yeah, you know what? It is Enrico. He did save Lady Freya's life. It would feel horrible if we didn't at least try all we could
Now
for
let's
him.
see Nara. Now let's see those Nara rolls.
Yeah,
Be
it comes
funny
down
if
really
this
if
failed.
I'll be on my knees crying.
Yeah.
Both die. This is the road we choose.
Focus.
She must have. Let me check the sheet. I hope.
I'll say this.
Emergency medicine. Come on.
Not the focus, Mac. The
God, you gotta buy threat to avoid the complication, guys.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
God damn it.
Always by Fred.
Well, listen. You arrive at the scene and you see the corpses of the assassins all lying about dead. And Enrico though has been stabbed, has been cutted, has been sliced and probably poisoned on those blades as well. As Naira just immediately fucking goes into emergency mode, starting checking on his vitals. As she kind of just mumbles to herself, you can't really understand, just hear the word poison. As yeah, she will start performing like resuscitation techniques on him. As you realize he isn't breathing, he's gone. As she's gonna spend the next 10 minutes trying again and again, as eventually after like 2 minutes of him practically being dead, you would assume, you can finally see she relaxes a bit as she looks back and confirms that he has a pulse. And as she like starts injecting him with like a bunch of substances and starts immediately, you see like starts bandaging and stitching some of the wounds, trying to like stop the bleed. Goes through all the motions of the first aid, manages to actually stabilize him. As after these like intense 10-15 minutes, he is able to be moved into your proper laboratory facilities back home. Surprisingly intact, as she was very close to having to amputate his hands, but luckily the poison didn't proceed that far, and she was able to clean the wounds and like minimize the nerve damage at the and with some good fortune, Enrico will make a full recovery. Isn't that nice?
Welcome back, Enrico. Well, no matter how it happens, you're still part of the family, goddammit.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be out for a while.
That's
Did take
fine.
down-
You'll be
worth it.
useless for the. You'll be useless for the war.
You
Useless.
take down 6 face dancers, Riam. That's you've only seen like the red demon take
You
down
didn't need to be.
4. Like, so well, these was 6.
You didn't need to be revived.
How about this, Mac? How about because I like the guy? How about it because I like the character? God damn it.
Yeah, now that I'm not playing him, now you like him. You see.
I like him from the get-go. Just because you have weird issues doesn't mean I have weird issues.
You repeat what Rihanna being president, as everyone is on edge. Any sort of final
Well,
conversations?
Definitely going to have more guards. Definitely going to inform Freya about what's been going on. Make sure Gary knows as well. A bit of a lockdown until, well, the bodies are, I assume, moved to the proper locations, right? That we will bring to the lab, if that's all right to say.
give Naira more toys to
I don't know
play
what
with.
else. Yeah, of course. She will make sure talk to Lady Freya and see if there's anything that she may have remembered that may have helped us in the long run as well.
Faye would have told you what happened as detailed as possible.
I think, my lady, for the safety of our house, we should come up with some type of contingency plans for just such a thing happening again. We cannot afford to lose anyone else if we can, and if they can masquerade as even as your closest ally, then we need to have contingencies, even for Gary as well.
Yes, definitely. General stocking up on security again. It's gonna be high priority.
Yes, and with Enrico taking time to recover, we will need to patch up the holes in our defense for that.
Yeah.
Remind me, wasn't Enrico in charge of our certain aspect of our security, right?
Yes.
As well, that was his position mainly. Okay, we will have to find someone to take his spot for that regard until he can make a recovery. I will take the necessary steps to ensure that, at the very least. And well, Lady Naira is busy right now, but I think we should have a meeting to talk a bit about what happened, and like I said, have some contingencies in place to allow safety.
I totally agree. Tomorrow, I think great, like after dinner or something. Or before dinner, something like that.
Yes. I will hopefully have further information and further report to you at the very least to understand how and what happened and how that they, well, enough. But yes,
Thank you.
of course, my lady.
Do you think this was because you told me and I went to my father?
You are very
I think
exposed when you
they've
move
always
around.
planned. I think no matter what, you always planned to be a target. It was bound to happen eventually. It's just this time they had an easier time, is all.
Okay, yeah.
This is not your fault, Lady Freya. Do not allow our enemies such mercies.
Yes, I won't. Please be careful when you go. And please keep me updated how Enrico is doing next few days.
Of course.
Fritta's kind of not.
And Rianne bows and makes her proper leave.
Yeah, I assume Gary would also be informed of this, well, rather unfortunate incident.
Yeah, I would say Rianne would have told him as well. And to let him know we plan to have a bit of a meeting at the earliest light to make sure everyone understands what happened, as we're still getting reports.
You get that information, but you also, Gary, there's another note. Still find on your desk, or rather, not on your desk, but in your quarters. As the kind of like open it as it tells you there are bad news. Make sure that your house knows the war is about to go hot. Matter of days. Or in this letter, as you see a sigil of a spider drawn in the corner of it.
Yeah, we'll do as ordered, yeah. You'll burn the fucking letter.
Yeah, I mean, you inform Rian immediately.
Immediately, yeah, he was actually in person, yeah, to make sure doubly sure.
So late in the evening, Rian, you find yourself with Gary at your door.
Mr. Goldman, is everything all right?
I have news from more forewarning from from some contacts. I assume you know what's going on, and the thing that's about to happen is greatly accelerated.
I see. What are your thoughts on the matter? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you can go ahead.
Yeah, she was actually going to ask, like, what are your thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, well, I knew what I signed up for. I mean, we were already warned. So. Now it's time for all hands on deck.
Yes, it seems that is the case. War was inevitable, but I do worry that we are not prepared for it. Our defenses are not that well, and depending on how this is waged, we may be very much outgunned and caught unaware.
I assume this will not be a primary target, at least for conventional assault. But I think the best we can do is prepare for the residual consequences. The collapse of the economy, food supply issues, riots. That's the only... If war comes to the city... I'm no general, but... it would not look good.
Kind of, it's not the weird part. I'll just speak the two of you. It's like, Human is kind of out of the way. How would war even come to the city? I mean, they'll have to go through Europe first, right?
Yes.
Unless they have airborne forces.
Yeah, that's true. But...
Or infiltrators.
Yeah, that's what I said. We already had a situation where someone...
Yeah, get what
true, but armies tend to move along with supply chains, and there's no better supply chain than the transit system. Which, speaking of, Rian, there's an emergency message. As no, not an emergency message. Where would you have this meeting with Rihanna? In her office? Like, where would this be?
I'm not sure where would Rihanna be.
Yeah, it would be in her office with everything going on. She's compiling reports and things like that, and so yeah, she would be in her office, especially after what happened.
There's like a heavy knock at the door.
Rianne would give Gary a signal to stop for a second as she orders the person to come in.
As the door opens and a guard walks in and says, There's been news from Europe. The city has been bombed.
Do we know exactly by who?
How? How exactly?
It just came in last minute. We don't have that many details.
I see. Well, Yorth is our allies. We'll send aid as best we can, of course. She glances at Gary, see what his reaction is at that.
By the way, listen,
Yeah,
I
you
would, I
were,
want
you
to
were
ask.
specifically told to prepare for something else, but yeah.
I want to ask. Since your Earth is so close, do we see anything if we look out the fucking window?
No, no mushroom cloud. No.
Okay, it was not operational last.
No, 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 no. But, I don't know, let's say
But,
someone would disable the shield generator.
Yeah, but there's no like artillery fire or orbital bombardment. No airstrikes, no fucking planes, no
You
nothing.
wouldn't see the fucking laser coming from off planet, man.
That's true,
You're
yeah.
literally not. You're not outside sky watching.
Popcorn in hand.
Yeah, no, just that because your Earth is kind of relatively close.
It's
Yeah,
not like 15 minutes away.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
It's
But like, yeah, I'm not sure if Gary has any look or anything like that with when Rihanna glanced at him.
Yeah, just the shock. The actual genuine shock, surprise he didn't know about this. Oh, not that much surprise, but the slight shock. But like, he was told about this, but no, he
I gotcha.
not like he knows anything about this.
We will prepare our own defenses. I will inform Lady Freya immediately as well.
I think martial law needs to declare it immediately.
So soon? Maybe. I'll leave that up to Lady Freya in that regard. And, well, it seems the escalation has happened far faster than I thought. Gary. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's happening. Seems the storm has started, but yeah, what were you saying?
Mr. Goldman, I'm not too sure if your investors have any thoughts on this matter as well, as we are close by. But, of course, please let me know if there's any concerns they may have, and if there's anything I can make sure to reassure them.
No, trust me, we're here to stay since.
Very well.
For now, we should deal with the immediate concerns. Dealing with my superiors, that's a thing for later. We can worry about that if we survive this.
Very well then. She will inform the guard to prepare for. I'm not sure if we can get there quickly enough, but any type of emergencies to send out aid for Yorth, at the very least, and to try to find out who and attack them and let Lady Freya know.
Yeah.
Because they are our allies.
They are indeed.
War allies before they were kaboom.
The whole marriage thing going on.
We will see all about your response next session.